Hello everyone, this is lecture 10 of the subject analog circuits. In this class, I am going to discuss the BJT and MOSFET circuits at DC. So, at DC means now we are not going to consider any AC signal here, and only DC voltage and DC current will be present in the circuit, and basically we are going to solve few problems based on BJT and MOSFET. So, before this class from lecture 1 to lecture 9, you can see that I have already discussed about BJT and MOSFET, biasing techniques, small signal modeling, then the different configurations of BJT and MOSFET. So, we will discuss some questions based on BJT and MOSFET circuits. So, the first thing is, what is the approach to solve the circuit problem? So, the approach is similar for BJT and MOSFET. Let us start with bipolar junction transistor. Now, see, if any circuit is given which contains this active element BJT, then we need to find out the different node voltages and branch currents. Node voltages means in case of BJT, it is your base voltage, emitter voltage, collector voltage, base current, emitter current and collector current. Fine. So, we should know few things before solving the problem. The first thing is that BJT, it will be on when your base to emitter voltage is 0.7 volt. If it is less than 0.7 volt, then the BJT, it will be in cutoff region if it is less than 0.7 volt, obviously for silicon transistor. And if the BJT is in saturation, then for saturated transistor Vc is approximately 0.2 volt for saturated transistors. And what is the region of operation of BJT, that is also important, in which region the BJT is working, whether it is in active region or in saturation region or in cutoff region. Fine. So, cutoff case is very clear. If your base to emitter voltage is less than 0.7 volt, then it is in cutoff. Fine. NPN transistor, right. So, how to find out the region of operation? So, sometimes it is very easier to find out the region of operation of BJT just observing the circuit, but it comes after practice, a lot of practice. Fine. If we do not know the region of operation, for example, if we are not understanding, then just assume that BJT is in active region. If we are unable to find out, in many cases we will be able to find out just by observing the circuit, just by using some common sense we can find out. But if we are unable to find out, if we are getting confused and if the sufficient parameters are not given, then it is better to assume that BJT is in active region and do all the calculations, calculate different node voltages, branch currents, and after doing all the calculation, then just check whether our assumption was right or not. For example, if the BJT is in active region, it means that your emitter base junction should be forward bias and the collector base junction should be reverse bias. It means that your collector voltage is, if it is sufficiently larger than base voltage, then of course your collector base junction, it will be in reverse biased, that we will see. Fine. And after calculation, if the results are not supporting for the active region of the BJT, then assume now the transistor is in saturation, then again do all the calculations. This is the procedure, this is just the procedure. Now, one question I am going to discuss here, this is question number 1. The circuit is given and we have to determine all the node voltages and the branch currents of the following circuit, and it is given that beta is equal to 100. Fine. So, you can see that this is your NPN transistor and at the base plus 4 volt is applied. So, the base voltage is, write down whatever is given, just write down whatever is given in text form, write down whatever is not given in the text form, just see the circuit and from there just write down. If you write down, then things will be more clear, fine. And your RC collector resistance is 4.7 kilo ohm, your emitter resistance is 3.3 kilo ohm, fine. So, we need to calculate the base voltage, then emitter voltage, then the collector voltage. So, base voltage is directly given. So, we need not to do anything for it, and then we need to calculate the base current, emitter current and collector current, and of course, the few relations it should be known to you, fine. Like your emitter current, it is the summation of the base current and collector current, and what is the relation between collector current and base current? It is IC is equal to beta IB, and the collector current, the relation between collector current and emitter current is IC is equal to alpha I, and what is the relation between beta and alpha, which are current gain, that beta is equal to alpha upon 1 minus alpha. These are the basic relations which we use while solving the circuits, fine. Now, just see to it, one more thing, the base to emitter voltage is normally not given in the question, it is normally not given. So, do not be upset with that, always assume VB is equal to 0.7 volt considering the silicon transistor, fine. We will assume it, sometimes it is given, if it is given then of course, we have to take that particular value, but if it is not given, just consider VB is equal to 0.7 volt. Now, one problem is solved here, base to emitter voltage VB is 0.7 volt and VB can be written as base voltage minus emitter voltage, that is 0.7 volt. Now, the base voltage is given, that is 4 volt. Now, from here what will be the emitter voltage? Emitter voltage, it will be 4 minus 0.7, 4 minus 0.7, that is your 3.3 volt. So, the emitter voltage which we have got, that is 3.3 volt. Now, you can see that once we have got the emitter voltage, that is the voltage at this terminal, that is your emitter voltage. Now, we can find out the emitter current, the current flowing through 3.3 kilo ohm resistor, it will be the voltage difference across this 3.3 kilo ohm resistor upon this, upon the value of the resistance. So, what will be the value of the emitter current? I E. What will be the value of I E? Now, see, up to it I hope it is clear, we have got this emitter voltage. Now, just let me erase all things. Now, see, we have got the value of emitter voltage V. So, what will be the value of emitter current here? Emitter current, it will be the voltage difference across 3.3 kilo ohm resistor, that is V minus 0 upon 3.3 kilo ohm resistor, and V is 3.3 volt, just put it and find out the value of emitter current, fine. So, emitter current and emitter voltage we have got, and if we have got the emitter current, then we can calculate the collector current, IC is equal to alpha into IE, fine. Now, see, in fact, if we observe closely, then we will see that your base to emitter junction, it is forward biased, and the collector base junction, it is reverse biased, it is in active region, but it is too early to say that this is in this transistor is in active region, because we do not know the collector voltage, but just by observing these things, just these things will come after practice, fine. So, we are considering that this transistor is in active region, and we will verify that also, fine. IC is equal to alpha I, we have got the value of I, then alpha we have got this from this relation, beta is equal to alpha upon 1 minus alpha, beta is given 100. So, from this equation you can calculate the value of alpha, fine. So, put the value of alpha here and just find out the value of collector current IC, fine. So, collector current IC we have got. Now, what is the collector voltage here? You can see that the collector voltage, if you apply the KVL here, or you can simply calculate this collector voltage VC, that is equal to, you can write it like this, 10 volt minus IC RC minus VC is equal to 0. This is the equation, fine. If we apply the KVL, then 10 volt minus IC RC minus VC is equal to 0. 10 volt is the supply voltage that is given, and we have already calculated the value of collector current. RC is given, that is 4.7 kilo ohm. So, you can find out the value of collector voltage from here. So, we have got the collector voltage also. Now, what is the base current? Base current you can calculate, that is from this relation emitter current is equal to base current plus collector current. So, emitter current we know, collector current we know, we can calculate the base current, or we can also calculate the base current with the help of IE and beta, that IB is equal to IE upon beta plus 1. From there we can also calculate it. So, you can see that after calculation the results are, the emitter voltage is 0.3 volt, this is your emitter voltage, the emitter current is 1 milliampere, collector voltage is 5.3 volt, collector current is 0.99 milliampere, and your base current is 0.01 milliampere. Now, you can see that your base emitter junction is forward bias because VB is 0.7 volt, fine, and your collector voltage, it is greater than your base voltage. Base voltage is 4 volt by a sufficient amount, collector voltage is 5.3 volt, that means your collector base junction is reverse bias, because your collector in NPN transistor, it is connected to N, fine. So, this is in active region. So, our assumption is right, fine. So, sometimes it is very easy to find out that the region of operation of the BJT, sometimes we have to do some we need to calculate some voltage and current. So, just if we are unable to find out the reason, then just assume it, and whatever result you are getting, just verify it, Next is the problem based on MOSFET. So, to solve the problem based on MOSFET, what we need to do? Again the same approach, assuming that the MOSFET is in saturation region. MOSFET works as an amplifier in saturation, BJT works as an amplifier in active. Assuming that MOSFET is in saturation region, see, by observing the circuits based on MOSFET, sometimes it is very easy to find out that what is the reason of operation of MOSFET. How we find out it? First of all, let us understand it. For NMOS, if you understand NMOS, then opposite occurs for PMOS. If your gate to source voltage, it is less than your threshold voltage, then your NMOS will be in cutoff region, fine. Just observe the circuit, if your gate to source voltage is coming less than threshold, then it is in cutoff. And if your overdrive voltage is VGS minus VT, if it is greater than drain to source voltage, then your NMOS, it will be in linear region, that is also called triode region. And if your drain to source voltage is greater than or equal to overdrive voltage VGS minus VT, then your MOSFET is in saturation region. So, these things we should be very much clear about these conditions, only then we can solve the circuit, fine, because the reason of operation is very important, because the drain current is different, the equation for drain current is different in linear region and different in saturation region. So, just observe the circuit and just try to find out that whether you are able to find out VGS minus VT and VDS from the circuit. If you are able to find out VGS minus VT and VDS from the circuit directly, so straightforward you can find out that in which region the MOSFET is operating. And if the sufficient parameters are not given by which you can find out the reason of operation of MOSFET, then In that case, just assume that MOSFET is in saturation and do all the calculations. After the calculation, you will get the values of VGS and VDS. From there, just verify it whether our assumption was right or not. After finding out all the voltages, then you can compare it VGS minus VT. If the VGS minus VT is coming greater than VDS, then what we will say? We will say that yes, our assumption was wrong, because we had assumed that MOSFET is in saturation, but after calculation we are getting VGS minus VT greater than VDS. So, what we have to do? Once we come to know that the MOSFET is in linear, then again do the calculation, again apply the drain current equation for linear region of MOSFET, do all the calculations, and if our assumption is right, suppose that after doing the calculation, if we are getting VDS greater than VGS minus VT, then it is fine, our assumption was right, fine. But first of all, try to find out from the circuit itself that that reason of operation, fine. It will be better, because if we are very much clear about the reason of operation, then we can use the drain current equation in a better way. Now, the question is, this circuit is given, you have to design this circuit. Design means you have to find out the value of RD and RS such that the value of the RD and RS it should be such that your drain current of the MOSFET should be 0.4 milliampere, your drain voltage is 0.5 volt, threshold voltage is 0.7 volt, mu n CUX is 100 microampere per volt square V square, length of the channel is 1 micrometer, width of the channel is 32 micrometer, and in the question it is given that neglect the channel length modulation effect. If we are neglecting the channel length modulation effect, it means that lambda is equal to 0, lambda is equal to 0. Now, just see to it how we find out the reason of operation. From the circuit, just write down few things at the starting. When you start doing problems based on circuits, it is a better way to write in your copy. When you write, then things will be more clear. Your gate voltage is 0, fine, the gate is grounded here. Now, see, calculate the overdrive VGS minus VT and VDS and compare it. VGS can be written as VG minus VS minus VT into VDS, that is VD minus VS. So, your gate voltage is 0, your VS cancel out, then your this minus VT in the left hand side and in the right hand side it is VD, and VT is given, that is 0.7 volt. So, it is minus 0.7 volt, you can see that VT is minus 0.7 volt, fine. Your your VT is 0.7 volt, but your left hand side it is now minus 0.7 volt and VD is given, that is 0.5 volt. So, which quantity is greater, 0.5 volt or minus 0.7 volt? Your VD is greater. So, your VDS is greater than VGS minus VT. So, your transistor is in saturation region. Now, we need not to assume it, because since the sufficient parameters are given in the circuit and we can find out the reason of operation, then it is better to find out the reason of operation, because now we know that the MOSFET is in saturation region. Now, we can directly use the drain current equation of the MOSFET in saturation region, fine. So, the reason of operation is clear, fine, it is in saturation from this explanation. Now, just see, ID is given, that is 0.4 milliampere, VD is given 0.5 volt, VDD is plus 2.5 volt. So, it is a very simple drain resistance RD, that is equal to the voltage difference, that is 2.5 volt minus VD, that is 0.5 volt upon this V upon I, that current is 0.5 milliampere. So, just solve it and find out the value of RD. So, design means we have to find out the value of RD and RS. Now, RD and RS are not given in the question, fine. Now, we have to find out the value of RS. What will be the value of RS? See, this RS is connected between this source voltage Vs, source terminal, and negative supply, that is minus 2.5 volt. So, your RS will be Vs minus, that is minus of 2.5 volt upon drain current I D, because in MOSFET your drain current is equal to source current, because the gate current in MOSFET is 0, fine. Now, so you can see that I D is given in the question 0.4 milliampere. Now, the problem can be solved if we know the value of V s, and V s is not given. Now, we have to calculate the value of V s, source voltage, and we know that the MOSFET is in saturation region, fine. Up to this I hope it is clear to you. Now, drain current equation in the saturation region, it is 1 by 2 mu n Cux W by L Vgs minus Vt whole square. Now, see, ID is given, mu n Cux is given in the question, W by L is given, width and length of the channel, Vt is given, fine, and in case of Vgs it can be written as Vg minus Vs. From the circuit you can see that gate is grounded, so Vg is 0. So, one equation, one unknown. Now, you can find out the value of Vs. If we have find out the value of Vs, then just put it here and you can calculate the value of Rs, fine. So, the answer is Rd is we are getting 5 kilo ohm. Now, just use this equation of drain current in saturation region, VOV is the overdrive voltage, that is Vgs minus Vt, fine, and the Vs, after calculating the Vs, just put it in this equation and the value of the Rs is 3.25 kilo ohm, fine. So, the problem is solved. We have calculated the value of the unknown resistances, that is Rd and Rs for a particular specifications given in the circuit. Now, the next question is design the circuit to establish a drain voltage of 0.1 volt. Design means the unknown values we have to find out. Now, we have to calculate the value of Rd, and also we have to find out the effective resistance between drain and source at this operating point, fine. So, first of all try to find out the reason of operation. If we can, then we should, if we can't, then we will assume, and we will cross check after the calculation that whether our assumption was right or wrong. So, first of all just write it Vgs minus Vt and Vds, you have to compare it, simple. So, see, your Vgs, it can be written as Vg minus Vs, that is the left hand side, Vds can be written as Vd minus Vs. Now, just see to it, your Vs is 0, your source is grounded, your Vs is 0 and Vg is 5 volt minus Vt, Vt is given 1 volt, that is the left hand side, right hand side is Vd and Vd is given, that is 0.1 volt. So, 4 volt 0.1 volt. So, which one is greater? Your left hand side is greater. So, your Vgs minus Vt is greater. So, your transistor is in linear region. So, the sufficient parameters are given, that is why we have easily find out the region of operation of the MOSFET, that is in linear region, fine. Now, we know the region of operation. Now, we can easily find out the value of Rd here if we know the value of Id, because Rd will be your voltage difference across Rd, that is 5 volt minus Vd upon Id, fine. Vd is given in the question, that is 0.1 volt, just find out Id, and we know the Id. Id is in linear region, the current drain current equation is 1 by 2 mu n Cux W by L in bracket, in square bracket it is 2 into Vgs minus Vt into Vds minus Vds square. This is the drain current equation. Now, see, mu n Cux into W by L is given. Actually, this k n dash is your mu n into Cux, fine. So, mu n Cux W by L is given, that is 1 milliampere per volt square, fine, and your Vgs is also given. Vgs can be written as Vg minus Vs, and Vg, the gate is connected to plus 5 volt. So, Vg is 5 volt, Vg is your 5 volt, Vg is 5 volt and source voltage is 0, and Vt is given, that is 1 volt, fine. And what is the value of Vds? Vd minus Vs, Vd is 0.1 volt, that is given, Vs is 0. So, one equation, one unknown, all the parameters are given. So, just put all the parameters in this equation and find out the value of the drain current. Once we get the value of the drain current, just put it in this equation of R d and calculate the value of R d. After calculating the value of R d, now we have to find out that what is the effective resistance between drain and source. Since this MOSFET is in linear region, so your effective resistance is between drain and source, that is defined as VDS upon ID. RDS is equal to VDS upon ID, and we know the value of VDS, that is VD minus VS. VD is 0.1 volt, VS is 0, and ID we have calculated. Fine. So, do all the calculations, and after the calculation we have find out RD, that is 12.4 kilo ohm, RDS, that is VDS upon ID, that is 253 ohm. This is your drain current equation of the MOSFET in linear region. So, the problem is solved. So, just do some more practice from your book, fine, some do more numericals, because if you practice more, then you will better understand it, you will better understand that how to find out the region of operation, how to use the equations, fine. So, in this particular unit 1, till now I have discussed the different biasing techniques in transistor, that is in BJT and MOSFET both. Then I have discussed a small signal model of BJT and MOSFET, then the different configurations of the transistor amplifier, that is common source, common gate, common drain in MOSFET. In BJT it is common emitter, common base and common collector, and we have calculated the different parameters like input resistance, output resistance and voltage gain. And in this particular class we have done some numericals based on BJT and MOSFET. This is the reference. Thank you.